What's happening? Hello, Manish, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Hi, Manish, can you hear me? Hi, Manish. Hello, Manish. Put your load. You awesome. Heighten. Hello, Manish, can you hear me?
Hello, I'm Mr. Fennel.
Hi. You can hear me, am I right?
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, I was with my IT guy.
No problem.
So we'll wait for.
We're starting at 5?
Yes.
No issues. I'm ready.
Yes, you're looking awesome.
So, any meetings, just a jacket on the top.
This looks cool. That's great.
I was just outside today. I just back around half an hour before.
All right.
Is it going live
Yes.
in Facebook or?
No, not via that. So it's like a normal, like a Zoom call, and we'll be recording it. Normal Zoom process.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know, but it's showing like okay, it's live. That's
Okay,
why
yeah, live on custom
asking.
live streaming service. Yes. Maybe my IT person will be recording it or something.
Okay.
So we'll wait for after 5, we'll wait for 2-3 minutes more. Wait for the attendees to join in, and then we'll start.
India timing, India standard timing.
Yeah, India standard time. Right.
Okay, can you just give me an insight on who are the participants?
Sure. So I'm just calling you with the phone.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. This is Manish here, and I'm heading US-CMA vertical in EduPristine. EduPristine is one of the India's leading training provider for globally recognized accounting and finance programs since 12 years. Additionally, we are gold approved partner with IMA. We warmly welcome each and every participant attending this seminar. By the end of the session, we will be gaining lots of information which will be imparted by our experts. Today, we have with us our guest and speaker, Mr. Fenil Vadaken from IMA. He is a manager managing relationship development pan India and works with all partners and academic institutions. Along with him, we will be accompanied by our faculty, Mr. Rajdeep Samudrala. He is a CA plus CMA and having 16 years of work experience in multinational companies. Initially, I would like to request Mr. Fenil to take the charge as we all are waiting to hear from you, sir. Mr. Fenil.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you very much. I think just two corrections here. First of all, I'm not the guest. I'm part of EduPristine as well. We are in
So
one
nice of you, sir.
community. We work together, IMA and EduPristine. Thank you for organizing this webinar for the students or professionals who are interested to pursue a professional program which is more focused on finance and management accounting. Uh, Thank you, EduPristine, for your continuous support for our profession, uh, building, training, and supporting our candidates in their CMA journey. Because at the end of the day, we are a professional body who test you, we grade you, we provide you. But on the same time, I always say the hard work and the support is done by our partners and their faculty members. So you are the great support and you are the great pillar for us, and especially in the way when we look at your molding of our candidates. And no, I'm not a speaker. More than that, I thought of sharing the information what about IMA and CMA that help you to understand CMA a little more better. That's the one which I'm looking at. Just to confirm, when my presentation is up. Whether my presentation is visible right now?
Yes,
Okay,
it's visible here.
great. Thank you. Let me stop. So I work with IMA as Manager Relationship Development for India operations or India relationships, especially with the universities, institutions, academics, and partners. And last 3 years, I'm with IMA. My role, as mentioned, to give you more insights on IMA and CMA. How can we help? So we are a community of members. We work together. We learn from each other. We share our network. So that's how, as IMA, as a membership community, and CMA is one of the benefits for our members. So we'll talk about that in the next few slides. So before talking about that, I just want to give you an insights about what we are, IMA. So IMA institution, which is the Institute of Management Accountants, we are a professional membership body which help the people through certification, continuous education, networking, research, and we stand for the highest ethical standards in business. So we are a professional body, support finance and accounting people who works in the business. So last 100 plus years, we are a professional body from the membership perspective. And last 50 years, we are well known with our CMA certification or CMA credential. So now CMA certification is one of the highest standard in the market, especially when you connect and talk to the corporates, because they know what value you brings to the table, especially when you're a CMA working for a multinational organization. We spread across 150 countries with around 140,000 members, 10 global offices, including one in India, which is in Bangalore. So we are happy to say that almost last 1 year, we got our India entity, and we are now a legal entity in India. So that's a good thing. And we work with 300 plus chapters across the globe. So chapters are how members comes together. They share their knowledge, they learn from each other, they upgrade themselves, they network with people. So this is a platform where we have such 6 chapters in India, and our members comes together. Especially we have one in Mumbai, we have Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, so like multiple locations. And our pillar, when it comes to training, are our approved provider. And I'm happy to say, EduPristine is our gold approved provider in the market. We work with many corporates. So when I say work with corporates, don't look at us like we are not into placements. That is not our core area, but we work very closely with corporates in the research initiatives. Some of the companies look at CMAs. They want to enhance the skill set of the employees, and they look at CMA as a certification, preferred certification, and companies sometimes fund for them. And some organization even approaches say that we do have requirements for the people in the F&A, costing, decision making kind of job profiles. And if you have CMAs, fresh or experience, depends on the requirement. And they reach out to us, and we communicate that to our members and candidates in the market. So 3 directions we work with corporates. One is, as I mentioned to you, research initiatives. You will get to know that later on. Every quarter IMA do research on global survey and multiple topics related to that. So we work with different organizations. Then organization look at their employees doing CMA, which ideally enhancing the skill set of the employees for majorly, because we are all in the finance transformation area, and that's a time where management accountants play a really vital role. So that's another benefit. And third thing, we also help organizations to reach out to our members through their job opportunities and other requirements it is. But at the same time, please keep in mind we are not the placement agency. Now, India, we also work with almost around 50 plus universities and colleges. So what they do, they start integrating or providing CMA syllabus as part of their graduation, or as an or graduation or post graduation as an additional subject. So this helps them to complete, the CMA certification while they're doing their undergraduate or postgraduate program. So now, what you need to look at from there, now the colleges started looking at, these programs while they're preparing itself. The world is going to be competing, and unless until you are not equipped with the right knowledge and the right skill set and with the right certification in the market, it will be very difficult for you to differentiate yourself. The other question which comes up, why we need to do a professional certification. Now, we know that many of us have done our graduation, post graduation, and that is good enough to get a job. But do you think a professional qualification create an edge over others? And that's maybe one reason behind why people look at for professional certification. So one reason I will tell you why should you look at a professional certification. One is relevant knowledge. We have done our graduation and post graduation, maybe from some of the finest institutes. But the question is the subjects and topics what you learned, whether these are industry driven, or this is what something people are looking for the future. Keep that in mind. We'll come back to that. Now, the next question. You might done a program from Mumbai when you move to Bangalore, when you say you're from XYZ college. Usually your graduation or post-graduation sometimes weighted based on which institute you have done it. So what happens when you go global? I'll just give you a small example for that. Now, I just mentioned to you about the academic side. Just imagine that you're a CA from one of the villages, any part of the India, and you go around India and say you're a chartered accountant. Do you think people come and ask you from where you done your CA? No, because your certification values there much more than from where you done it. Now, when you do CMA, the benefit here when you go global, people know that what a certified management accountant means and what skill set they carry themselves, especially in the field of finance and performance and decision-making levels. Next point, why again? So we have seen candidates who are joining, those who are doing graduation or post-graduation doing CMA along with them. On the same time, people with 10 to 15 years or even at the age of 45, they come and do CMA. This helps them to move from one level to the next level or from there to a senior decision-making levels. So again, people look at professional certification from a career progression and getting a much better value. You might see, other qualified professionals. We respect all the professional bodies, whether it is Indian CA, CWA, or CPA, any of these programs. And I believe, in fact, that all these certifications are created with an intention to support the industry. Now, the benefit of being a CMA, you are getting a different view altogether. So some of you might looked at audit, tax assurance side, but now it's an opportunity to look at more into finance and performance side. So that's where CMA as an additional benefit, because we have seen even people who completed the professional certifications like CA, CPA actually come and do CMA after that, because that helps them to move from tax, audit, assurance, compliance to more towards the finance and performance side. Now, the next question, when you do a professional certification, whether these are future focused, whether these are something which industry required in the future. We will talk about that in the next few slides. Better earning potential. And according to our survey, they say CMAs earns more than 63% median salary than the non-CMAs. So salary is one side of it. So I would look at, I've seen some, like a student who passed out of graduation 2 years back. Now she's running her own business. She's going to talk in one of the sessions, like our Instagram live in the next week, if I'm right, at 7th, if I'm right, 7th March. So it also gives you an opportunity, not just from the salary perspective. She had completed her graduation from Bangalore and she's done her CMA in the next 2 years. Now she's running her own organization. She's setting up to a different level right now. So what I say, it's not about owning earnings in the percentage of salary. It's all about a confidence to run your own business, a confidence to talk to people. Yesterday we had another live session. What she said, it gives me a confidence to talk to people. And I could able to present and analyze things much better than my counterparts. So this is again the benefit of, I'd say, better earnings from the salary as well as from the respect perspective. Next thing, it's helped you to connect with a big community of our members around the world, and definitely a social status in the industry. Now, we discussed about one of the points, whether we are future ready or future focused. The question back to you the same. We are living in the era of technology, robotics, and analytics. And we know that these technologies are creating a lot of disruption as well as opportunities in the market. According to the studies, what they say, 50% of the jobs what you see right now won't be there in the near future. And most of the reports come back with the same thing. And especially that going to affect in the 50% I'm talking about from the finance angle. Now, the question comes back to you again, whether the subjects, topics, what you learn in many of the programs, whether that is good enough for the future. So we understand that, and you will be wondered to see this analytics and technology is part of the CMA syllabus. Now, the question comes back to you. I'm sure most of us in India, and we are well known in India for our financial accounting, and chartered accountants, good financial accounting knowledge, and we are very good with that. But how you see a role of a management accountant, or many of us really don't differentiate sometimes in India an accountant role and a management accountant role, because we still consider all accountants are financial accountants. So just to give you some inputs on that, management accountants are finance and accounting professionals who create value for the organization and work as strategic business partners. So what does their role more looks like? Or I'll go to the next slide and come back to this. So if you look at an accountant role or a public accountant role, they are more focused on audit, tax, assurance, compliance. Very good job, no doubt about it. We respect that profession. And you need people to evaluate the organization. But on the other side, with management accountants are someone I would say more looking forward or forward looking people. So their role is not to look backward and see what happened. Their role, definitely they have to look at what happened, but on the same time, their role is more to suggest or help organization in making a right decision. So they work in developing, implementing, managing, and reporting the organization for their performance, or help organization in the right decision making. So they work more as a, that's what the previous slide said. They work well, they work there for a value creation and they work as a strategic business partners. So what areas they spread? They work in planning, managing risk, cost management, performance measurement, decision analysis, and strategic decision making. Now, the another interesting side of management accounting, being a management accountant, you can work in accounting, finance, IT, operation as data scientist, or even in the senior executive levels. 80% of our CMAs globally feels that their certification enhances their ability to move across areas of business. So, which means you are not restricting yourself only to one particular area. This helps you to move across. This helps you to connect with multiple departments. And I would say, wherever you need to take a decision, that's where a management accountant works goes on. Interesting side here again, 34% of people who completed CMA in the world currently work as CEOs, CFOs, and financial or controllers. Finally, I would say they are the decision makers. 22% of them are directors, managers, 33% of them are accountants, analysts, business analysts, investment analysts, risk analysts. So you see around 33% of people who completed the qualification right now help in analyzing and creating reports. And 22% of them, I would say, they're sometimes decision makers or they are someone who help the final decision maker to take the final decision, and 34% of people are the top executives who take decisions on the organization. So I won't say that, once you complete CMA, the next day you will be ending up at the final decision maker. But this will help you to look at things in the next few years to take a right decision in the organization. So I would say starting from analyzing and reports, then a level of analyzing the reports and taking a decision, and from there to final decision makers. And 11% of them work as consultants, academicians, like some of them work in big, the B schools as management professors or cost plus professors. That's how the members or qualified people spread across the world. Some of the roles which they do, we already discussed about it, just to give you like some of the roles of our members currently in the industry. So you can see the CEO, CFO, which is more into the finance and management side. You can see people work as data scientists, data analysts, support data. So the question sometimes come back to us like, what's the role of a management accountant in analysis, analytics? So I look at it this way, if analytics can predict the future, the role of a management accountant, sometimes how to influence that prediction. You need to give more foresights and insights to the people when it comes to the analyst profile. So that's where you can see that. We discussed about something in the beginning, why we need to have a professional certification. Now, every 5 to 6 years, IMA go around the world and ask the employees what kind of skill set you are expecting from your employees and those who are working in the finance and management domain. So we change or update our syllabus based on this survey. So we call it this process as job analysis study. As part of the job analysis study, we create something called IMA Management Accounting Competency Framework. So what it means, it actually covers strategy, planning, performance, reporting, control, technology and analytics, business acumen and operation, professional ethics and values, and finally, it is centered with leadership skills. Now, why I mentioned about the IMA Management Accounting Competency Framework, what you learn as part of your CMA and as part of your IMA membership benefits, you cover all these topics. So the interesting side, comparing or when you, I don't want to compare, we are not allowed to compare. So if I look at with other certification, there are multiple certifications created in different ways. Now, benefit of being or completing CMA program, the benefit here, you only need to write 2 exams. We call it two-part exam. Part one, financial planning, performance, and analytics. Part two, strategic financial management. Now, these are 2 exams. Each exam is for 500 marks, 100 multiple choice questions, and 2 essay questions. You get 4 hours to write this exam. Now, what I would look at, we have the CMA faculty also as part of this call, Professor Rajdeep. Rajdeep, do you like to give some more insights on, these topics instead of me talking to the students?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I will. Yeah. Thanks, Fennel. Thanks for that. So, guys, let me quickly come in at this point. I think Fennel's given a great input all about. Now, like we said, there are 2 parts to it, right? Now, part one and part two can be given at any point. There's no compulsion to give part one first and then part two. So, essentially, if you were, right, to give part one first or part two, now the syllabus, okay, for part one is focusing on external financial reporting decisions. Now, bear in mind the 6 sections that you see before you are weighted in a different order. Some of them are 15, 20%. Now, that weightage is transferred and given to you, right? Now, this syllabus will be covering your 100% marks in the exam, essentially. Okay. Now, in part one, you have 6 topics: external financial reporting decisions, which essentially focuses on financial statements and all the recognition measurement principles around how you report and is under the US-CMA. That is topic one. I'll call it section A. Section B is on planning, budgeting, forecasting, where we discuss and teach you on what are the planning, forecasting techniques, how to prepare budgets for management, how to prepare the annual profit plan, and things around all the budget preparation and review process. Section C discusses performance management, where we teach you how to compute different variances based on the budgets that you prepared, and obviously how to action on them. So here we teach you all the cost, revenue, profit variances, and we give you insight on the steps, on the computation, and the techniques of managing your variances, potentially. Section D, cost management. This is the chunk, this is the heart of the part, where we discuss everything to do with cost measurement, costing systems, how do you compute overhead costs, how do you allocate, how do you measure, and finally, how do you charge the cost to the respective products. That's all about cost management. Section E deals with internal controls. Now, internal controls, you'd notice this is something which is not directly actionable by management accountants, but it's a topic where we felt the importance was needed for an accountant to understand what type of internal controls and risks are existing in an organization, and obviously how to move around them. Section F, the last one, deals with technology and analytics. Now, this section essentially deals with all about IT related, and basically how do you analyze, how do you identify, and how do you understand the different risks that exist in an organization. Okay, so this is section A, B, C, D, E, F of part one for you guys. Okay, financial planning. Now part two, Final, could you just move it ahead? Part two. Yeah. Now, people often say part two is the relatively easier one. Well, the topics are a little bit more, I'll say, more problematic, more subjective, but yes, potentially, I'll say it's more problem oriented. Same way, it is broken down into 6 sections, sections A to F. Section A deals with financial statement analysis. So basically here it deals with everything to do with the analysis of financial statements based on ratios, based on different aspects. How do you look at liquidity, solvency? We look at horizontal and vertical analysis. So basically, how do you analyze a company to ensure that the company that you get some idea of where the company is headed in the future, okay? And this answer will be from every point of view: creditors, employees, suppliers, investor, shareholder point of view. Section B, the biggest in this and probably the most vast, deals with corporate finance. Obviously, this part is called strategic financial management. A lot of that comes in section B, where we teach you all about corporate finance, the long-term, the short-term financial management. How do you go ahead with that, and things around the corporate finance side of things. Okay, so everything that you can think of in terms of raising finance, in terms of utilizing finance, the decisions that you have to make in terms of how do you look at, application of finance, NPV, payback, and all that stuff. Okay. Section C, decision analysis, one of the most intelligent sections in this, that deals with all the decisions that management tend to make relating to CVP and basically product launches, new product, sell, make versus buy. So things around that. You'll be aware of the term called cost, volume, profit, right? Marginal costing, contribution. So all the decisions that you have to deal in regard to those aspects are dealt with in section C. Okay. Section D, risk management. Now, obviously, the weightage for this is fairly limited because of the fact that that's not a key skill of man accountants, but nevertheless, this section focuses on all the various types of risks that an enterprise faces: operational, financial, legal, strategic, and so on. And most importantly, what are the tools, the techniques, the skills required to manage these risks at an organizational level, at an enterprise level. Section E goes on to investment decisions. Here we teach you all the techniques of how do you, let's say, manage, how do you analyze, how do you compute, and how do you decide which investments you need to invest in terms of long-term capital budgeting decision. Okay. And the last section, section F, the creme de la creme section, this focuses on professional ethics. All the ethics that you guys need to be aware of as a member of this institute. What are those key ethical requirements that you need to have in order to be a member of an institute? That is section F. Okay. Yes, so Fennel. So these were the part 1 and part 2, guys, coverage.
Thank you, Rajdeep, for your inputs on the topic perspective. And what I want to cover here, some of you might look at, okay, these subjects I've learned in my graduation, post-graduation, but there is a big difference in the way how IMA tests you. So we call it, we test a candidate up to level C. So what we mean by that, the topic, let's say level A is knowledge comprehension, level B is application analysis, level C is evaluation and synthesis. So you might learn these topics as part of your graduation or post-graduation, mostly from knowledge and comprehension perspective. But what we test, you now know that we test you up to application analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So your learning pattern need to change. Rather than you're just by hearting, you need to ensure that you know how to apply, how to analyze, where to apply, but what would be the result and what you can change in that. So that's what I say. Your learning pattern need to change. Like if you have a cousin or nephew or or somebody at the age like between 3 to 5, just watch them. So if you show something to them, they ask you maybe 5 to 10 questions. So the same way, when you learn yourself, you'd ask yourself the same question. So that should be your learning pattern. Now, sorry, my throat is not good. Bangalore climate is not good working out for me. You need to complete 2 exams. You need to be a graduate with 2 years of experience and active membership, finally to get certified. In other terms, if you want to be certified, first you need to be a member. you should completed your both part exams. You should be a graduate from any stream, that is fine, with 2 years of experience. Now the question come back, there are two questions usually we see from these. So whether we can only start preparing CMA only after graduation? No. You can start preparing CMA while you are doing graduation as well. But for getting the final certificate, you should submit your graduation certificate. Maybe I would say, maybe outside India, maybe 80 to 85% of our students or our candidates are working professionals. In India, it is reverse. We all know that India is one of the knowledge source. And we look at if possible, we'd start these professional exams from 8th standard onwards. Am I right? In other way, we are one of the source where we send people across the globe for these jobs, and we are known for that. So yes, uh, you need to be a graduate, but you can do certification and write exams while you are doing graduation itself. Now, 2 years of relevant experience. That's another question comes up. What experience? The experience should be in the field of accounting and finance. Now the other question come back. So I'm already working. I'm working in the organization for last 10 years. Whether my experience is counted? I would say yes if you worked in the accounting and finance domain. If not, you might need to get that experience. Again, we look at multiple areas. It is not like 100% accounting, audit, tax. It is not like that. So there's a different way of looking at this. Your overall experience, your strategy, your decisions, how you involved in these 2 years in this profession. That is what we look at in that. Definitely in the focus more on the accounting and finance or decision making levels. Now, exams happens globally 6 months a year, which means every 2 months there is an exam. It's not one day. You can choose 60 days approximately between January and February. So like the entire Jan and February is open for exams. Again, May and June, and September and October. So you get almost 6 months a year to write your exam. You fix your exam. You can fix your exam in advance. So that help you to prepare, focus and prepare for the exams. It's not like whenever I want, I will take a decision, right? Sometimes, some of the organizations, they declare a date and you have to go and write the exam. You know that when it's going to come in. But here the option is you can choose your exam date. Exams happens globally and same exam, no difference. Whether you write it in India, Dubai, US or Britain, it's same. And you can write exams in any or Rajdeep already mentioned about it. You can write part 2 first, then part 1, or you can write both part together, or you can write one part in one window and another part in another window. So you have the flexibility to prepare and write your exam. So that's what I want to give you about CMA. Just to give you just a perspective about IMA, as I mentioned to you, we are a membership body. Only IMA members can do CMA. And we do a lot of membership benefits like 50 plus free webinars, a career drive, an interesting tool to assess your skills and look for your future, IMA Leadership Academy, award-winning strategic magazine, a great opportunity to network and with events. And we do have a lot of certifications like RPA. Currently, it is open for our students, RPA series of 4 series. It is open to our student members or even academic members. And some of the few other programs already open for our members, which you can do it free. Or if you want any specific programs like CPE courses, which you want to buy, that opportunity is also there with IMA. We do when you attend these sessions and webinars and networking opportunity, you get these credits, and that can be showcased in your social media. We do a lot of student member centric events, a lot of corporate events, and our member centric events. So these are events like member centric events are free for our members, and you can access this. Right now it's all webinar based. Otherwise, we do even live sessions. So happy to welcome you to the IMA community, IMA member community, and we wish to see those who are attending these sessions will take up CMA, and I'm sure that will benefit in your future part of your career. So thank you from my side, and I'll hand it over to Rajdeep sir and Manish from EduPristine. Over to you. Thank you. Rajdeep or Manish?
Okay, great. Thanks, Fennel. I'll just give me 1 minute. I'll just load the slides. Manish, can you just load the slides, please?
Sure.
Thank you very much for somebody asked the question in the group. We will definitely come back with the Q&A sessions maybe end of the session.
Yes, definitely. So, Razib sir.
Yeah.
I hope my screen is visible. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Okay, great. So welcome, guys. Right. So now that you got a good knowledge about what CMA is all about and other details, so let's come to the main topic of how we prepare you at EduPristine for the CMA course. Okay, I'll keep very short and specific. So basically, we focus on the Becker modules. So once you enroll, we'll help you guys to get on board with the Becker. And just a quick background. So Becker is one of the global leaders in education for CMA. They've been there for more than 60 years. Okay, and the books that Becker gives is something which we'll provide you as a part of the curriculum, but contains a lot of multiple choice questions and details regarding to help you become ready for the CMA exam. Okay, go on, please. So why Becker? Now, guys, we have consciously chosen to move to the Becker. I mean, earlier we were on Wiley, but now we very consciously chosen to go to Becker just because it's probably more specific, more direct, and focuses on the key concepts that students really need to learn in terms of CMA. Almost 1 million candidates have prepared. You can Google that on Becker, and the reviews are excellent. So that's one main reason why we're choosing Becker. Top 100 accounting firms rely on Becker for the staff's exam preparation. A lot of you see the accounting audience firms are relying on the Becker curriculum for the purpose of their accountancy firms, and obviously 2,900 accounting firms are choosing Becker as the book of choice. Okay, now trust me, once you start seeing Becker, you realize how easy and how informative it is. Continue, yeah. So in the Becker offerings, now once you enroll with us, guys, okay, once you enroll with us, you will essentially get a lot of key benefits which will help you not just at the start, but throughout your exam schedule. It'll give you 24-month access. We will give you, as a part of the offerings, 2 years access to both part 1 and part 2. Obviously, you don't need 2 years to clear the exam. You potentially need 8 months, 8 to 10 months, 4 months for every part, but you need 2 years access. You get digital textbooks, you get flashcards, basically summary revision cards. You also get 3,000 multiple choice questions for practice. And a lot of them are like exam simulated questions, okay? 70 essay questions. As you're aware, the exam is MCQ and essay questions. So there's 70 essay questions for self-practice. The lot of video lectures also. In fact, the videos, like the lectures that we provide to you are also recorded, and you'll be having access to them later for revision purposes. The content is regularly updated. We have technology that's powered by Sanalibs that just helps you to ensure that you can attempt the exams. And mind you guys, this is coming from personal experience and next to my students. When you solve question on Becker, it is exactly simulating the exam scenario. So when you solve Becker, you feel like it's the exam's questions. When you sit in the exam hall, there's nothing different from how the Becker screen looks for you. Okay, so you get that you're used to the way of solving, reading, and attempting the exams. Becker also has simulated exam scenarios, mock questions, mock exams, and review sessions. And obviously, we will give you one or two mock tests, and plus you have several unlimited practice tests in the Becker. And also you have the option to bookmark or flag the questions that you feel you want to revisit later or you found were difficult, and Becker allows you to go only to those questions at a later stage for revision purposes. You also have coaching support and obviously your FAQ database. Okay, move on. Just 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. Now, at EduPristine, as a part of our offering, what is it that we offer you? So we give you live virtual classes. Okay. Obviously, this was something which got created because of COVID, and we had to move on to that. So there's a live virtual class. We also have live classrooms. This is in certain location in India. So we have, you guys can hear me, right? So we have Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, and a few other locations where we have live classroom training. We'll also give you access to the recorded sessions and several multiple MCQs and essay questions for your self-practice. Okay, and fourthly, you will be getting access to our after-sales team for a lot of after-sales service, which includes basically applying for exams, helping you enroll for the exams, pay the exam fees, helping you get your center of choice, getting your exam date. All of the stuff will be helped by our counselors and our in-house team, including we'll also help you guys after the exam in terms of placement, help, interviews, and other regards. Okay, so these are the 4 offerings that we give you at EduPristine. Now, let's take each at a time. So in the classroom training, obviously a classroom session will be offline, it'll be led by instructors. We are giving you 175 hours of training. So that's obviously something around 85 hours per part 1 and part 2. So 85 hours for part 1 and part 2 individually. The sessions are valid for 1 year. So if you finish your, say, part 1, and you feel you want to repeat it with us once more, you can come back and attend the classes once again. There's no stopping you. Okay, you can attend our classes multiple times over the period of validity. Okay, the faculty members who are teaching you in our session, in our classrooms, are industry experts. They're people who've been in the industry, who worked in this field. For example, I myself have worked as an auditor for the last 16 years in the big 4 audit firms. So the knowledge that you'll get is not just theoretical or practical, it's driven by the industry experience. Okay, our support team is there available for you. It's a dedicated support team who will cater to the requirements of every student. And career services, like I told you, there's a proper placement service team who will help you with interviews, who will help you with job vacancies and forwarding your resume for the right job. Okay, and self-paced learning content. Go on. Now, in the live virtual classroom, what do we offer you? I think practically the same thing. The only difference is it will be virtual. So we will not be providing you access to a physical classroom, but yes, we'll connect with you on Zoom call every weekend, and we'll give you the same hours, the same sessions, but through online mode. Again, same, we have 1 year validity, and the faculty members are pretty much the same. For example, I teach on online as well as in classrooms. In some sessions, you have probably people teaching only online. But the additional benefit is you will get access to these video recordings on a 24/7 basis. Clear? You'll get the same support that other people get. You'll get the career service as well, and the Becker content, which is self-paced. All right. Now, what does a Becker package provide you? Okay, so when you subscribe to us, along with our providing, we will also give you the full physical books of Becker. We'll also give you access to the Becker software, which contains 3,000 multiple choice questions and 70 essay questions. Now, these are questions that you can do on the go. You can open your mobile, log in, and start solving questions. So the intention is for you to be able to just solve questions at your own pace, at your own convenience, and check your progress. It also gives you the flashcards, the lecture video that we mentioned earlier. You do have an access to a mock exam. I think there are 2 or 3 mock exams so that you can prepare for them before the exam, and ebooks and hard copies are free. Also, there's a Becker promise. This is given by Becker. At the end of completion of all your modules and all your MCQs, there's a Becker promise that comes where they say that we promise you'll be clearing the exam because you completed all these sections thoroughly. And obviously, there's probably a slight disclaimer saying that in the eventually that you don't clear, we will continue to support you free of cost. Okay, but there's a Becker promise which tends to stay put to what they assure you. All right, go on. Now, summary of the fee structure. So like I told you, we have live classroom, we have live virtual classroom, right? So each of them are priced separately. The live classroom is priced at 1 lakh rupees. Now, mind you, this covers the cost of the Becker hard copy, the Becker soft copy, and the Becker online access to MCQs and essay questions. These are only in 6 locations: Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Delhi, Hyderabad, and Chennai. For those of you who are outside these 6 locations, you have the option to either travel there or you can access our online classroom. It's priced at 85,000 rupees. It has pretty much the same offerings except for the fact that it is online. Clear? The classroom is over 6 to 7 months, and the online sessions are over to 7 to 8 months. Okay. Now, classrooms are 5 hours potentially on the weekends, and the online classes are 3 hours on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Classroom we tend to take from 3 to 8 on Saturdays or Sundays. The online are 7 to 10 on both Saturdays and Sundays. If you don't want the teaching, if you want only the books, then we are happy to provide you just the books and the online access and the MCQs and the essay questions at a cost of 35,000 rupees. Now, that's the cost that you have to pay to Becker. That's the official cost. I think if you order on Amazon or any other website, you'll notice the cost is approximately the same, 35, 40, 45,000 rupees is the cost of the entire books and the soft copies. We can help you with that. Now, the IMA fees, this is the fees you're paying to EduPristine. The fees that you pay to IMA website, IMA Institute, are annual membership fees, plus an entrance fee, plus an exam fee every time you give an exam. So if you give part 1, you have to pay $415. If you give part 2, you pay the same amount. Now, before that, you have to pay an entrance fee of $250, and then which is valid for 3 years. And an annual membership is the $245, which again is paid on an annual basis. Okay. Now, this is for a professional. If you were to join as a student, which obviously is applicable for those people who are BCom or still appearing for the exams, students get a discounted fee, and you'll see a discount is quite high. Compared to $1,325, the student have to pay only $849 of fees, which is $39 for annual membership, $188 entrance fees, and $311 per exam per part. So there's savings of $100 per exam and of $200 for the annual membership fees. Is that clear, guys? So this is the fee structure of the fees you will pay us for the coaching and the fees you will pay the institute for the exams. Any questions? Yeah. Okay, so I think that summarizes the session. So you got a good idea of what the course is about, why do the course, why do the CMA, and obviously what is the course offerings that we offer you to achieve completion of the exam and the course fees. Okay, guys? Over to you, Manish. So there's things, yeah, good. So guys, just one thought process. I mean, don't look at the price. Remember, when you pay for the price, you will get the quality that you're looking for. The bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. So just make sure that you take the right decision with the right place. Obviously, there are different offerings. When you go for it, just give it all out and make sure you're at the right place taken care of in order to make sure you clear the exam completely and successfully. Okay. Yes, Manish, show to you.
Yes, sir. So guys, we are waiting for your questions. So I can see here we have around 3 to 4 questions.
So what's better?
If you
Is
have
it
any questions to me, I will answer it. Actually, I have to leave in another 5 minutes. So participants, if you have any questions to me, I'm Fenil. I'm happy to address that maybe in the first, and then Manisha and Rajdeep can take it forward.
So I think there are not
Yes, sir.
much questions. There's one from Mohammed. I'll just answer that and then we'll close with that. So Mohammed, if you complete BCom, you still come as a professional. It's only if you're pursuing some course, say BCom or MCom, you'll come as a student. Everyone else will be a professional. Okay. I think Fenil has answered the other questions, basically what is CMA, what's CMA, US, and so on. So we probably covered the 3 questions being asked. If there's nothing else, then
It
you
might be a question, might be from Indian CMA to US-CMA. If that's the question, the Indian CMA is offered by Institute of Cost Accountants of India, and US-CMA, which is the Certified Management Accountants from US, or even the IMA offered qualification is called US-CMA. I would say both are managed, all like Indian CAA Cost Accountants of India, you know by name itself. And we are management accounting body. Both are in a way management accounting body. One is from India, one is from the US. We are more a global organization. As you know, our members are present, and we have 140,000 members across the globe. There are 150 countries. So certified management accountant. I don't know whether Shakil you joined late. I hope you were part of the earlier session as well. Better CMA or MBA. So if you're looking at this, I thought of just answering that question. Like if you're looking at an MBA in HR, marketing, international business, something like that, you can definitely go ahead with that. But CMA is a certification which not ends there. So once you complete your MBA, like for example, MBA Finance, you're done with your post-graduation, as you say bye-bye, and maybe once in a while you go for an alumni meet. But here, once you complete CMA, you're not stopping there. You'll still be part of the membership body and learning and updating yourself with our webinars and many activities what we do for our members.
Right.
There is no other question.
Yeah. Any more questions? So I believe like
you can give your coordinates, Manish.
yes.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you, Rajdeep, for inviting me to be part of it. And as I mentioned in the end of my session, looking forward for more CMAs to be part of the system. And if you have any questions with, you can take it forward. I'm leaving. Excuse me if I'm actually need to leave right now.
Surely, sir. Yeah. So many thanks, Mr. Fenil and Mr. Rajdeep, for providing such an amazing insights and helping us understand the complete roadmap and benefits of the program. And thank you so much, everyone, for taking out time this evening. I hope you all have good amount of